Hello everyone, we're back. This is Keno here at Just Dance Studio and I'm joined by
Avaeh.
And today we're going to be doing a video on technique, stretching, splits, over splits, and we're going to do a few jumps. So before you start off with any technique, you want to make sure that you have already did your stretches, which we have already did our stretches for today. We did all of our splits, a little workout to make sure your muscles are warmed up and you're ready for any dance training that you may have. Make sure that you're at home stretching every day, at least 15 minutes, if not more. You don't want to overstretch, you don't want to strain your muscles, so just get a little bit of stretching in every day to make sure that you're still working out those leg muscles and your splits and all that good stuff that makes a dancer amazing. So we're going to start off with a few stretches. Avaeh is going to be my demonstrator. I'm going to talk her through everything. So we're going to start off with her split. So we're going to do her right split. She's going to get on the ground. She's going to demonstrate her right split. So you're going to put your right leg in front, and she's just going to slide down into her right split. Just watch how she has her knees facing up to the sky. You don't want your knees turned out to the side. You want them facing straight down to the ground on both legs. So that's good. Make sure that your front and back toes are pointed. And she's going to go into a deeper stretch to work out the back legs as well as the inner thighs of both of her legs. Okay, now she's going to come up and she's going to try to reach to the back. Put your head back. Good job. So now I'm just going to put one block in front of her front leg just to get that overstretch. Now, if you don't have your stretches or your splits before this, you don't want to try this. You want to gradually work up into your over splits. So Avaeh is pretty flexible. So I'm going to start off with one block on her front leg. So she's just going to place her leg on this block. And if you don't have these blocks at home, that's fine. You can do pillows or you can do chair cushions and just gradually work from here. Now she has 4 blocks to work with, but we're just going to start off with this one. If you can do this, you gradually work up into your 4 blocks if you'd like to. But we're not going to do that today. So, good job. Would you like to try 2 or you just want to stick with your 1?
No, I want to see. I'm trying to.
Okay, we'll do 2.
Stop, drop it.
She's a brave soul. And she's flexible, so if you get to this flexibility that she's at, good job. Still be cognizant of the way that your knees are facing up and down. Front leg up, back leg down. Good job. So now we're going to go into her left split. So I'm going to move the blocks and she's going to slide down into her left split. Doing the same exact thing that she did on the right side, but just switching it onto her left side. Ready? And essentially, she's just doing the same thing. So great dancers are both flexible on both sides. You can't just be flexible on your right side and not flexible on your left side. So make sure that you're stretching both sides. Good job. And while you're in your stretches, you could be reading a book, watching your favorite TV program, and it just makes the time fly by so much faster. Now you want to try a block on your left side?
No.
Okay. So she's a brave soul. She did it on her right side. We're just going to skip out on the left side. So now we're going to do her center split. So to do your center split, you want to start from a standing position. And before you do your center split, you always want to make sure that you're stretched out. And we are pretty stretched out. She's just going to slide down into her center split. And before, I know a lot of people when they stretch, they like to put their butt down on the ground and they just sit in it. So just make sure right before you go all the way down to the ground, you place your elbows down or your body down and you hold that position. Make sure that your toes are pointed on both sides and hold there. If you'd like to, you can gradually move up from a minute to 2 minutes and just gradually work up and holding your splits and being more flexible than you were before. So that's good. So now with me and Avaeh, I'm going to assist her in some leg holds. So I'm going to come in behind her and she's just going to grab her leg into a heel stretch. And I'm gonna assist her in holding it here at this position. Wanna make sure that your supporting leg is straightened, not bent, so straighten that leg for me. This one, straighten it all the way up. Good job. Her stretched leg is pointed, and she's holding it pretty good on her own. I'm gonna let it go and let's see if she can hold it for just a few seconds. Ready? And there you go. Good job.
I was holding it.
She held it for a good time while I was holding her. So now we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite leg. And if you want to, you can do this at home, or you can put your leg up against the wall and hold it that way. If you have somebody to assist you in holding your leg and helping you hold this position, that's perfect. All right. Good job. So now, after we've got through all of our splits, now we're going to do just a few of jumps and work on technique. So skills that make a dancer great. So one of the first skills that you learn whenever you start dance, which I'm pretty sure that we've taught it here to pretty much every dancer that comes through the doors, we start off with a grand jeté. So what that means is a big leap. So how I like to start off with my minis and moving on all the way up to my teens and seniors is pretty much essentially you're just stepping and leaping over a puddle. So you want to make sure that pretend like you just started school, your mom just bought you a fresh pair of white sneakers and she dared you get them dirty. So you just want to pretend like you have a mud puddle right here, but you have to get on the other side of it. So you want to do a leap over it. So with both legs straight, so make sure that you don't step in any mud. You want to make sure that you make it over that mud puddle. So Avaeh is going to show you how to do a chassé grand jeté. So she's going to do step together, step, step into her leap. Okay? 5, 6, 7, 8. Chassé, step, leap. Okay? She's going to demonstrate that again, and she's going to start back a little bit further. 5, 6, 7, 8. Chassé, step, leap. Good job. So while you're in that grand jeté, you want to make sure that you're pretty much the same that when you're on the floor in your right split, or depending on if it's your left side, pretty much just like you're in a split. You want to make sure that your legs are straight across. If you don't have the amazing split up to here like Miss Avaeh does, as long as you have it up as far as you can, just pretty much working on your splits every day to get it even higher. So that was a grand jeté. So now we're going to move to another skill that you'll learn in dance, and I suggest everyone to learn these skills at home, and whenever we come back to the studio, you're more than welcome to demonstrate for us and show us that you've learned these skills at home from me teaching you. Even though it's virtually, you can still do it at home. Have your mom or whoever watch you do it and coach you into doing it the proper way. So now Avaeh is going to do what we call a firebird. So she's going to start off in a plie, and she's going to jump up, and her left leg, depending on which side you're going to do it on, we're going to do it with our right leg lower to the ground and our left leg coming towards our head and arching back to make that elegant line of this. So Avaeh is going to demonstrate. I'm going to count her off. 5, 6, 7, 8. Plie and firebird. So before you do any kind of firebird, you want to make sure that you have worked out your back so you don't cause any injuries. So we did a little bit of workout on our back in the previous video. So she's going to demonstrate it again. I'm going to count her off again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Plie and jump. Good job. So essentially the form that you want to have in the air, I'm going to assist her in just demonstrating what the form is in the air. So back leg is up into like an attitude. Her head is going to tilt back, and then that front leg just kind of comes off the ground at least maybe a foot, 6 inches, maybe gradually in that area here and back here. So that was really good. Now we're going to move on into pirouettes. So pirouette is just to do a turn. You can do turns in jazz passe, you can do turns in ballet passe, but for right now, we're just gonna do a double turn in jazz passe. So whenever you're doing turns, you wanna make sure that you have a perfect core, well not perfect, but gradually making sure that you have that form that allows you to turn around in multiple pirouettes. But for now, we're gonna do a single into a double. So the form for a pirouette, I'm gonna demonstrate on Avaeh. We're gonna start off with our left side. If your teacher demonstrates and wants you to do a right turn, you're gonna have to do that. But for now, we're just gonna do with left leg, the supporting leg, and right leg into jazz passe. So make sure that your arms are rounded out. And she has her supporting leg flat down on the ground, and the turning leg into the crevice on the side of her knee. So here's the crease, the knee. She's going to show you from the side so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. So here's her knee, and she has her big toe on this turning leg in the crease right here on the side of that. And whenever she comes up into her turn, she's going to get on releve. Releve means to rise, and she's at this position right here on her tiptoes to hold her form so she can make it around into her 2 pirouettes, or how many ever pirouettes that we ask her to do. But for now, we're going to do 2. So I'm going to come a little bit closer with Avaeh so you can see. Go back into that position in releve, and just watch how her shoulders are down. Her back is straight. Make sure that you keep a good posture, core tucked in. All right, you want to demonstrate your pirouettes? You can do a single and then we'll do a double.
Okay.
So starting off with the single, 5, 6, 7, 8. A single. And now she's going to do her double. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. So while you're in that turning position, make sure that you're spotting. That's another important part about doing pirouettes, is you want to locate something that's eye level to you. So right now, the camera would be eye level to me. So I would spot it, but it's kind of on a bigger scale. So just find something that's straight in front of you. You don't want to look at something that's higher, that's eye level to you, or something that's lower. So something straight ahead, find that, spot it, and pull straight up, shoulders down, core tight, and focus on that one spot, whatever it may be, and you should be able to whip around into your multiple turns. And you just practice that until you get into your triples and your quads, and gradually do fouette turns and all kinds of leg holds into turns. But for now, we're just going to do a basic single turn, double turn. So we're going to ask Avaeh to do her turns one more time, starting off with a single into a double. 5, 6, 7, 8. Single. Good job. Now a double. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. All right, this is part of our technique class and turns and a few skills. I want to welcome you guys to practice these skills at home. But for now, we're going to say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.